Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Celestium Talks. I'm your host, Luel, on the mic. So, before I get started, I just want to apologize for all of the noises, background noises that you will be hearing because the province right now, I'm in the province and it's like very noisy because of the winds, and I'm on the second floor, which mas maririnig sa mic. And another is like I'm beside the national road. That's why a lot of vehicles are currently going there. So yeah, I'm pretty much surrounded by noise that can be detected by this beautiful microphone. Anyway, so yeah, it's been a while. Ala, nabubulol na ako. It's been a while, guys. So I just give you a recap. Like, I think the last episode that I have posted in my podcast here in YouTube is that about my music, my playlist yata, and my study playlist, I guess. No, what is it? My ultimate playlist pala. Yun yung title ng episode ko. If you guys want to check it out, links down below, or you could just see that. But anyway, before I start this episode, I just want to give a shout out to this guy, si Ernest. Sabi niya kasi sa akin, i-shout out ko daw siya before the video. So yeah, here you go. Sana happy ka na. And I hope that you're watching this video. So yeah, let's get started. So this is just like like a continuation of like the music that I listen to. However, in this particular episode, I'll be talking about the genres that I have listened to, that I was introduced to because of K-pop. So basically, I will not just talk about the K-pop songs that I have listened to. I would also give some other songs that aren't K-pop particularly, that is on like a same range of genre that I have been listening to and that I love to listen to because of that particular genre. So, get my point? Minsan rin, I will talk about like a genre that was influenced to me by K-pop idols. So, yeah. I hope that you understand the things that I do want to talk about in this episode. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So, just to give you like a background information about the songs that I know, not the songs, but the genres that I have listened to is pretty much influenced by my father, which is like my dad. Like, she is he is like my number one inspiration when it comes to like the songs that I listen to, because mostly we do listen to like pretty similar genres, because he's my dad, and he would always like blast off in speakers all of the songs that he currently listen to, and he currently listen to like unique genres, like not like the ordinary like fathers do. Like sinasabi na rin to ng mga kaklase ko, like my classmates from junior high, whenever I talk about my dad, especially during when we talk about the music that we listen to, I would always I always tell them that my dad was practically much more updated to me, for much updated to like the popular songs these days, especially in American pop, because that is like his go-to genre, like pop songs and chill songs, I guess, and jazz. That is like mostly the genres that we listen to, especially during inside our house. Like he would always like put it on speaker, especially when we're eating, or when you're just chilling inside the room, or when we clean, like we conduct general cleanings inside our house. He would usually blast like American pop songs that like very bop, very vibrant, and very hip hop, like that's like the songs that we would listen to, so that it would not be that boring and hard on us. And I guess I think a lot of my in my family, like music is pretty much like, something that we really do love. So yeah, I guess that's why I'm at a very young age, I'm influenced to like, this a variety and types of songs. And siguro magtataka kayo why jazz? It's because we both love Michael Bublé. So, just to give you like, a background pala, another side note is that we usually, my dad and I, or like, our family, the rest of our family is like, usually we do not, stan a particular artist. However, we do love some particular artists, but we're not in the extent to, like pretty much stan all of this artist's songs. But what we usually do is like, we find different songs that we love from different genres, and I think that's pretty similar and pretty common. So except for K-pop, I guess, in my in my stan, I do stan, K-pop, my K-pop idols that I do love, and I practically, support them in every song that they make. So yeah, that's just the exception, K-pop. So yeah, that's basically what um my genres are. Oh, I also listen to classical music or romantic music. Romantic music, not the one that is like, pure much love songs. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the era or the period of the classical music that we all know. That romantic period, there's baroque period, so, and classical period. So that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so I do love those particular songs, and I think that's because of my mother. So if you guys don't know this, but there's this story that my mom would always tell me. The reason why that I love classical music so much is because when I was like little, my pediatrician was the one who recommended my mom to like, make me listen to classical songs. Like, it's like a playlist in the CD. Like, the name was like, Einstein I don't know, Einstein playlist or anything. I think just the title, I remember the Einstein one, the Einstein word. However, I don't know the complete full lyrics. But anyway, the pediatrician was the one who gave it to mom, and she would always play it to me when I'm, sleeping, or when she wants me to sleep. That's what she do to me. Like, she would play that particular music, and that was like, Beethoven and Mozart, which I still do love. And sometimes I find myself listening to Beethoven and or Mozart, and I don't know, I know for a fact that I haven't listened to it when in this age. Like, I don't know the title. However, I do remember the melody. Like, I can hum it with the composer, and how the pitch or the music is going through. I can hum it like in myself, and I was like, oh, that's pretty unique. I thought I was just, maybe I was just musically inclined at first. I thought that when I was in elementary or like in high school. And however, when my mom said that to me, like, okay, kaya pala, kasi napakinggan ko na pala siya when I was a baby. So okay, I'm masyado akong, I think of high of myself that time. Yun pala, napakinggan ko pala nung bata ko. So yeah, anyway, I do love classical music, specifically baroque music, the baroque period, where I think my favorite one there is Vivaldi. I don't know if I'm right. I really don't remember na the periods. However, I do love Vivaldi, the one who played the famous Four Seasons. I love that. I love those series. And I also do love Franz Liszt. I first discovered him when I was listening to Henry's La Campanella, which is one of the most popular composed by Franz Liszt. So yeah, those are my particular artists that I stand for in that particular genre. And yeah, so I'm just going to talk about the genres since I have, you know, gave you a background information about like, you know, the my OG genres that I listen to. Here are like the four. I will give you like four new genres that I have discovered because of K-pop. So I don't know if I have said this earlier, but you know, K-pop is already like a global phenomenon. Like a very good example is, you know, BTS. And since they, you know, publish, you know, not publish, I think since they have created, you know, songs that already in full English, I think a lot of there are more markets that, you know, can appreciate their music na, and you know, stand them, I would say. I think my dad particularly do listen to BTS now because of those English songs. Like I think if I'm not mistaken, he do loves Butter so much and Dynamite. That's like his go-to songs when it comes to BTS. So, yeah, we he would always. I was very shocked when he first listened it to put it on speakers like the BTS. Although he practically know that we are both armies, you know, my younger sister and I are practically armies, but since those times kasi na when we started, you know, standing BTS, he was like particularly like, you know, he doesn't listen to it. However, when Dynamite and Butter was really released and Permission to Dance, he was like, you know, listening to it also. So I'm very happy about that. But yeah. So anyway, napakwento tuloy ako ulit. Anyway, the first genre of music that I have discovered from K-pop is pop rock. So, hindi siya masyadong malayo sa, you know, like the original, the OG genres that I do listen to. Pop rock is, you know, a mix of pop and rock. And just for your information, I really do not listen to rock music because it's particularly not my taste of genre. When I was little, I would mostly, you know, not opt for that genre. However, when I did listen to like pop rock from the music made by 10 from Wavy or NCT, if you're like mostly if you know that group, from SM Entertainment, he like made this new song. I guess this is a very recent song. It's called Paint Me Naked. So it's really not the hindi yun yung literal na meaning ng song. It's just like, you know, his version of like metaphor. It's like it's really not much about like a love song based on the lyrics that I have, you know, the English translation that I have seen. And I remember in his interview with Dive Studio podcast, I remember when Peniel from B2B asked him about, you know, about his song, practically the background of his song. He was very you know, proud that he was more hands-on in this comeback, in his solo comeback, which I'm pretty happy about. Like I have discovered then because of Wavy. I have listened to some of Wavy songs. However, I do not consider myself as, you know, like an avid fan or like a stan of their group. I just do listen to some of their, like, you know, popular songs. And I guess in that particular group in Wavy, my bias is 10 because number one, I really do love his voice. Like it's pretty, his falsetto or like, you know, high pitch voice is really smooth. Like I'm jealous. Like is para siyang ano, the voice is like a girl, like a girl is singing. And his notes was like, you know, like a common for like, you know, girls and not for boys. However, I do know that, you know, it's pretty common in K-pop groups that, you know, there are a lot of boys that have, you know, can have a high range of voices. However, the one thing that I find the most unique about him is like he gives it off like pretty natural. Like you could see in his expression and his, when you see his neck, he is not struggling with how high the pitch of what he is singing. So that is why he is my bias in Wavy. So yeah. The thing about when I discovered that it was a pop rock, I particularly know it was not like all pop when it came to the songs chorus. I guess it's like they have like beats that is pretty common in rock. There's like heavy synths in the background in the chorus while he is singing. That is why when I search it online and give more research, I discovered, oh, it was pop rock. And since then I've been more open to rock music, or I do listen from time to time. But the most particular rock music that I do listen to is folk rock, and particularly the song that I'm currently loving that is like folk rock. Folk rock ba yan? Tama ba? Let me see. Yeah, folk rock is an OPM song by Juan Carlos. Juan Carlos, from The Voice Kids. And his current song is Boston. If you guys don't know that, I think, if I'm not mistaken, there is like already a music video of Boston, and he is like just chilling and singing on top of a car, and just singing it while traveling in Manila. I don't know what particular avenue they have shooted the video. However, I do know it's in Manila. I'm not just really familiar with what place it is exactly. Anyway, that is all for like the first genre that I have discovered. So if if you want to discover this music, you could search it on YouTube. It already has like a music video, so you guys could check it out. So yeah. Next one is another mix of pop, but this is like a mix of my two favorite genres, which is classical music and pop. And I don't know if it's like this particular genre is like classic. I don't know if the musicians would consider it classic. However, I do know that chamber pop, the word chamber, is like the one that you would use when you're particularly in an ensemble. So yeah, that's the name of this particular genre. So this song that I would recommend this is not particularly a K-pop song. Like it's not produced it is not produced in Korea. However, this is the song was performed and used by K-pop idols to have their performance, and I'm particularly pertaining to Lovely by Billie Eilish and Khalid. I'm sorry if I pronounced their names wrong. I'm very sorry for that. You can, correct me in the comments down below. So yeah, this is Lovely by Billie Eilish and Khalid. So I have discovered this song when 10, so my bias in Wavy, and Yang from Wavy also, his group mate, performed like a mini modern ba or contemporary dance, modern dance, I guess yata yun. And they have particularly used this song. So when it was played, I was immediately in love with how it was composed, and like I after seeing that performance, I already have searched it on Spotify and put it on my playlist. Why? Because it was so well made, like the song, and also the choreography, because I'm very proud that Ten and Yang have made a contemporary a modern dance, and that they both choreograph with. And particularly Ten, because Ten is like a main vocal in their group, and it was like, what does this man cannot do, right? Like he can sing well, he can dance, like what else, right? Nasa kanya na lahat, like dahan-dahan lang. So yeah, I was deeply in love with this genre. And what I usually do now, since I have discovered this genre, is that since it's like very chill, mostly if I could compare, it's like more on like pretty much more similar to R&B and like like aesthetic musics that we listen to. So there are some like instrumentals of chamber pop that you could listen to on YouTube, and I particularly listen to this type of genre now when I am studying. So this is like a chill vibe that I would listen to when I am studying. Especially it's because it's so calm. Like kahit na nabu-burn out ka na. Like, nahihirapan ka na sa math or physics. We're currently on physics right now, our subject in STEM. And it's really not my I really don't love that particular subject. However, and I think this genre helps me to like just calm myself whenever I'm reviewing for that particular subject. So yeah, I really blessed that I have saw this. I have discovered this genre because I'm starting to fall in love more and more about it. So yeah, thank you for Ten and Yang Yang for recommending me this genre. So yeah, next is particularly one of my most favorite genres. Why? Because it's from this genre is created by the one and only Stray Kids, which if you don't know, kung di nyo pa ba nakikita sa laptop ko, is like Stray Kids is like all over my laptop. And I guess when my mom saw this in my laptop, and my dad's like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "Mom, I'm really sorry. I really do love, it was my dream to design my laptop like this." So and kaya ko naman siyang tanggalin. I just, I really love this. And I'm planning to like buy the case, like the clear case for this. So it's like another protection for the laptop. So yeah. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. What I want to introduce to you is like, this is not pop. However, this is malates genre, or the noisy genre. So if you guys don't know, just to give you like a brief explanation, I think if I'm not mistaken, I have read this on an article in, I think, Korea Buyata. So particularly in their research part, that they mostly in the fourth generation of K-pop groups, the noisy genre, like the ones that is not very unconventional and very different from the past generations of K-pop that I have done, which is mostly about pop and bubble pop, something that is much more vibrant or very gloomy. And this noisy genre is like particularly found pretty common on the fourth gen K-pop, and it's basically like how the genre is said and introduced, a noisy genre in which like there are pretty much beats and synths that are very uncommon, and some might find quite different and unique in not a very good way. Like it's very noisy nga. Because as we all know, noise and a melody or a song is pretty quite much different. However, since this is the new generation, it's they are wanting to do like fuse those two opposites into one, and I think that's very artistic of them to create music that is very unconventional and not the uncommon things. And I think when you make something that is very unique, that could be successful, especially in a song, and taking that risk of not knowing if this song could be a good one or a bad one in terms of how the viewers or your fans would love it, I think it's very, I stan, and that's why I think that's one of the reasons that I do love Stray Kids so much. So if you guys don't know, Stray Kids' newest album, the no easy, or when you like pronounce it very fast, it's like no easy, it's like noisy. So the Malataste genre is like particularly derived from that particular genre. So it's like their own genre, Stray Kids genre, Malataste genre, which was introduced by an article from medium.com, in an article of theirs. And when I think one magazine interviewed Bangchan. Bangchan is their leader, if you guys don't know. So yeah, he was the one who named it, and the article published with that introduced the genre. So I think, yeah, I really, that's why I do love their songs. Malata's genre was specifically more prominent in their one of their like more popular songs that they are known to internationally, which is God's Menu by Stray Kids. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was 2019 or 2019, before COVID started. Like their comeback for God's Menu is like tawag dito, it was cut into two. Like the first weeks were like there's still like fans cheering for them, and then the second part is like there's no fans already in the comeback shows. So I'm pretty much saddened about that. However, I do discovered them because of God's Menu and how unique their composition is. And I really do love for the fact that they are the ones who produce their songs, especially in their No Easy album. Now they are the ones who practically produce all of their songs. So if you could see in their the description of the album, like all of the songs included there are all produced by them, and I'm really, really, really proud of that fact. So yeah. So to give you guys like a more detailed like explanation about the Malataste genre, if you guys haven't heard of God's Menu, it's pretty much a very deep genre where it's like pretty much scary, like the ones that you would hear the synths or the background like the beats that accompany the main melody are pretty much uncommon, like drums and like sirens. Yeah, there's pretty much a lot going in there in the beats, so it's very unique. I think that's why the God's Menu got so popular internationally. And I think the very popular the most popular video that they have mixed with God's Menu is when they were in their Kingdom performance. If you guys don't know Kingdom, it's like a variety show from Mnet in Korea, in which like if I'm not mistaken, six groups competed with each other, and one of them is Stray Kids. And this particular episode, I think episode 8 or 9, I think 8, yung ginawa when they have this performance, like really sorry for that cut. Wait lang, check ko lang. So yeah, I'm very sorry for that cut because my sister was hinahanap niya ako, and I just gave him to my sister because she is the one who is like scheduled for this time schedule anyway. So I'm very sorry. I'm going to get back. And where are we na ba? I think I'm explaining the Kingdom performance. Yeah. The reason why it got so popular is because their whole theme for that their performance is like ano na nga yun? What's that type of series na nga? What's the name? With Ryan Reynolds on it? Yeah, Deadpool. The whole performance is like Deadpool inspired, and they have mixed one of the most popular songs, which is Do 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 from their God's Menu, because they both have that common phrase left, like do 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 in their chorus. And so they decided to like, why not mix this too, even though they have pretty much they have different BPMs on the music. I don't know how they have produced it into one song, but it came out pretty dope. And even Ryan Reynolds was converted it to a like Stay. Stay is like, the fandom name. So yeah, it was like pretty much the most popular song that they have yet. Although I'm really sad for the fact that it didn't like win that much music shows or like in the weeks that they have, and they don't have pretty much awards with that song. However, I think nag-back up naman sila dun sa Backdoor. They have much more awards with that. So yeah, I'm pretty much okay. Like I'm still like a baby Stay. I'm still like I'm still new to this like multi fandom. I'm really not more. It's like pretty uncommon feeling for me on standing like two boy groups at once. So yeah, but I do love each of them equally. So yeah, there's no issue there. So yeah. Oh, and since Malate's genre is like the particular genre which was made by Stray Kids, I cannot recommend others. However, a pretty similar like strong Malate's genre of their song is Side Effects from like I think that's their one of their older albums. In their older albums included that song. So yeah, if you guys want to check that out, maybe you can. But just a notice or a disclaimer, it's really very different, and it's I think not all of the viewers in here in my podcast would love that genre, but you are guys free to check it out anytime. So yeah, for the last genre I have is, I think it's much more common and like much more familiar with like the non K-pop stans or the non K-pop listeners of my viewers, which is Latin pop. So if you guys don't know, Latin pop is like a mix of pop and Latin with Latin influences and mixes. So it's more like with a lower BPM and like a chill vibe like one. A very famous song, Latin pop song is, Despacito. Wait, is that even, I don't know, is that even true? You can correct me if I'm wrong. I think Despacito is considered like a Latin pop. So, yeah. And the K-pop song that introduced me to Latin pop more on is the song from BTS, yes, BTS, and which is Airplane Part 2. So if you guys don't know that, they particularly like included this on their Japanese album, and I really love it because it's very unique, a very not common in the BTS genre and the lines of what they have made in their past albums. It's just like what I said, Latin pop, which is very like uncommon for like K-pop groups to produce. But the uniqueness about it is it is in Japanese originally, but I know for a fact that there is like a Korean. There is like the song is also converted in Hangul or in Korean. So yeah, you guys could check it out, and I know for a fact that it has an MV. However, it's only like when BTS sung it on Japanese. So yeah, you could guys check it out. It's like very pop, and pretty. It is pretty classy, and their aura is pretty good. I do love that it's very the music video is very different from like the original BTS produced music video, which I quite much like. However, I'm very sad na hindi siya masyadong naging popular during that time, the time frame that it was made or published by the entertainment. However, you could guys check that out because it's a very dope hidden gem song, I must say, in BTS. So yeah. So, if you guys don't know, in a quick recap, Airplane Part 2 is like a follow-up song from J-Hope's mixtape, because he published a mixtape at that time, and if I'm not mistaken, the group or the whole group really did love the song which is included in J-Hope's mixtape called Airplane. So that is why it's called Airplane Part 2, because there is already like a part 1 on the Airplane song in J-Hope's mixtape. So it's if I'm not mistaken, the rap part of J-Hope in Airplane Part 2 is similar to the no, it's the same from the Airplane part, the Airplane that he have published in his mixtape. So yeah, you guys could check it out. Oh, and another fun fact about this song is that it has like a commemoration or reference about El Mariachi. El Mariachi is like a movie that the practically the synopsis or the summary is that um, there is like this musician that loves to sing love songs, and he travels the world to travels different places so that he could bring this perform his music. However, the sad fact is that no one really acknowledge his artistic or music his skills as a singer, as an artist. And I think it's like one I think the reason why they reference El Mariachi is because that is like mostly what a lot of critics say about them. Like they're still stereotyped as not that popular, especially in those era, because they published this on 2018 and they just have started to get the popularity and the name in America or in the States. So yeah, I think that's the reason why they made this song, which is pretty much a good song, and the lyrics is so good. Like it's for the haters. I know if you can see the English subtitles, it's for the haters, and it's their message and their thoughts as they go on like their world tours, and how they work even in while traveling, and having that connection and that sensitivity included in their lyrics makes it much more easier to be more connected with their fans. And I think that's why ARMY is really like a strong fan base now. And yeah, oh, and the thing is, since I have listened to Airplane Part 2, I am currently having much more and more in Latin pop included in the playlist, or the songs that I do love to search about, especially in Spotify, because you can search particular genres that you want to listen. So on because of Airplane Part 2, I was influenced by stunning this no, not stunning, but loving this group specifically. So yeah, I'm back, guys. I've practically been distracted because of like the noise in a truck. I don't know if it's like a truck, but like a very big van that was like having like speakers on with with the song, and I don't want to get copyrighted. That's why I stopped the video. I hope that you understand it. But then anyway, the one thing that I was introduced to, or the group that I was introduced to, because I listen now to Latin pop much more, is CNCO. And I have discovered their song. I know for a fact that they have been in the music industry for quite some time, and have been gaining international or the United States recognition when they have collaborated with a UK artist called Little Mix. So I have known their like collaboration with Little Mix when I was younger. Specifically when it was published, I was like junior high. When I was in junior high school, called Reggaeton Lento, which was a very good song, and it's very sexy. But yeah, I really love and vibe for that song because of how good it was. And specifically at that time, I do love Little Mix, so that's why I have discovered them. However, lately I have been I have listening to more songs of CNCO, because I particularly love Beso, and they just like BTS, they do also produce like their own some of their songs. Well, not all, but some of their songs, which is pretty dope and pretty cool. That a lot of more artists are really not industrialized, and just yung yung what they usually do is, the entertainment will produce the song for them. So yeah, I really do love for the fact that they have collaborated with, in producing or making the whole song. So it's much more, more closer to the fans and the feelings that they want to portray and to really broadcast to the world. So yeah, that is, yeah, I think that is pretty much all of the songs that I want to announce in this video. So I hope that you loved it. I am sorry for a lot of a lot of things going on and a lot of cuts because of distractions from, I don't know, from the outside, the the external forces. Well, external forces, ano to, research? Anyway, I hope that you'll love this episode. And if you guys want more and, want to recommend some songs that I should listen to, maybe it K-pop or other songs. I don't bother. I won't give you like, like a boundary for the song suggestions. You could, comment them down below, and so that we could share a thing or two about the music that we love. So yeah, anyway, I hope that I would see you. I cannot give you specifically on when the next video will come up, but I do plan to, make videos at least twice a month or like once in 2 weeks. So yeah, I hope that you like this video. Don't forget to thumbs up, and share this with anybody that would want to know new genres that maybe they would like. So yeah, bye guys.